What's up, guys? It's Bobby Buckets. I'm back for another video. In this video, I will be going over the best shooting badges in NBA 2K22. I'll go over what type of builds you want them on, what positions, and all that type of stuff, what modes. So make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right into it. So you can see this, I pretty much made just a random build, 6-foot PG, and right now I'm on the build maker, and I just maxed out the shooting just so you guys can see the badges. So let's start with the top left, blinders. See, for blinders, it says jump shots taken with the defender closing out in their peripheral. I just messed that up. Vision will suffer a lower penalty. So pretty much everyone who played NBA 2K21 know blinders was OP, especially on Hall of Fame. I think still, even in 22, it's a good badge. You can see for Hall of Fame 99, 3-pointer or midi, so you got to be pretty much a small guard to get on Hall of Fame. But I would say on this build, if you're a point guard or even if you're a corner player, if you're doing any shooting, you want it on whatever the highest you can get it on for your build. Hall of Fame obviously is the best. Gold to bronze is it's hard to figure out right now how good it works, but it's still a good badge. So I think if you're a shooting build, definitely want to have this on your build. Next up, catch and shoot. This is probably one of the ancient badges in the game. It's almost in every game. Pretty much for a short time after receiving a pass, the receiver's ability to knock down threes gets a boost. So catch and shoot, again, this is another one of the badges. If you are a shooting build, besides the PG, because if you're a PG, you're dribbling more, you might not need as much. But if you're a spot up shooter in the corners or a popper, or if you're on the wing playing shooting guard, you definitely want to have this badge. And I would say as high as you can with your build. You need a 92 for Hall of Fame. Chef. A lot of people are not liking this badge. This year they pretty much split Limitless range into two badges, so it's Chef and Limitless Spot Up. Now, Chef gives a boost to the range that a player can effectively shoot off the dribble 3-point attempts. Now, with this badge, from what 2K Labs has done, shout out to 2K Labs, you pretty much, with Chef and Limitless, you have to be shooting from 30 feet or deep, so it's really deep for it to activate. And they also have a video on how it works with Chef, how to get to activate. But Chef, I think pretty much only for point guards, you're going to want this badge because it's something off the dribble. And like I said, it's probably as high as you can go as a PG. You can see you need a 96 for Hall of Fame. So this badge is pretty much only if you're a dribble build. I guess in the park or something, if you're shooting deep threes off the dribble, it's also good to have. But I wouldn't say it's a must-have build at all. Next, Circus threes. This was in 21. Step back threes taken off the dribble, receive a boost. This badge, I mean, to be honest, it just depends on your playstyle. The only people I think that should use this badge is if you use step back threes. Now, I personally don't use step back threes when I play guard. I don't think a lot of people do shoot a lot of step back threes, so I guess this is just kind of an optional badge if that's your playstyle. Clutch shooter. Shot attempts that occur during the final moments of the fourth quarter or in any overtime period receive a large boost. This badge is also a returning badge. It was good for it'll activate in the final minutes, a couple minutes in the game. But to be honest, I don't think, unless you just have extra badge points, there's no reason to really have this badge on. I think there's just more important badges throughout a game that you might want compared to clutch shooter. But like I said, if you have 40 shooting badges and you just have something extra, it can help. Next, corner specialist. Deep range shots taken along the baseline of the court receive a boost, whether it's off the dribble or off a catch. Pretty much for me, I think this is a really good badge if you're a corner. So for comp pro-am and stuff, if you're playing lock or power forward, you're going to be in the corners. So obviously you should have this badge. But if you're a guard, if you're up top, if you're a popper, you're not really shooting corner threes, I don't think you need this badge. But like I said, this is another badge, the highest you can go if you're in the corner. Deadeye. Been in the game. Jump shots taken with the defender closing out receive less of a penalty from a shot contest. So pretty much this lowers the shot contest. For Hall of Fame, you need a 98 3-pointer. Pretty much with this badge, guards should definitely have this badge on. Most players obviously won't be able to get Hall of Fame, so I don't think it's a necessary you need to have this badge, but it'll help with the contest and stuff. Corners, I think it just depends on what you need. I think catch and shoot, corner specialist should definitely go on before you put on anything in Deadeye. Also, another one we'll get to is Hot Zone Hunter that you should go before this badge. But like I said, if you have extra badge points, Deadeye is a good option for that. Difficult shot. This is a badge has been pretty much for middies. High difficult jump shots such as hop step, spin, step backs, and pull up receive a shot percentage boost from mid range. For this, I know it used to be a really good badge for shot creators and stuff. If that's still your style, if you're doing these type of moves and shooting mid range, it'll still be good for you. But in the comp pro-am scene, not really something that people do. Usually you can get standstill middies. So difficult shots is, I guess, if you're a shot creator playing park or rec or something like that. Other than that, I'll leave it. Fade ace. Shot boost to post fadeaways taken from any distance. This, I mean, if you're a post scorer and you're playing park or something like that, you definitely want fade ace. You only need a 73 midi for Hall of Fame. But in the comp pro-am scene, you're not really going to shoot too many middies. Also, or not a lot of fades. Also, you can green on fades on this game if you have the right fade on without it. So I would say you don't really need this badge. Green Machine gives an additional shot boost when consecutively achieving excellent releases on jump shots. So pretty much how this works, if you're greening, it gives you a boost on your next shots and stuff like that. And I would say this is another one of those badges that just if you have extra badge points, you can put it on here, but you don't really need it. There's other badges that are going to help on every shot, even if you're not greening, compared to this only helps after you've already made a couple shots. So maybe if you're a guard and you're taking a lot of shots, it kind of reminds me of like a volume shooter, because it's based on, you know, you get a boost when you're hitting threes and stuff like that. But it doesn't activate until you hit a couple threes. Hot Zone Hunter. Shots that are taken in a player's hot zones are given a boost. Now this is one of my favorite badges. I think every shooting build should have this on. You got to have your hot zones though. And this year you can't get your hot zones in MYCAREER. You got to get them in the park, rec, or pro-am. So obviously it's tougher to get your hot zones, but once you have them, Hot Zone Hunter activates every time you shoot in the hot zone. So if you get hot zones all over the court, this badge is always going to be activated when you're shooting. So this is my favorite badge. I think it's another one of those that you want to put as high as you can. Next, Limitless Spot Up. It gives a boost to the range that a player can effectively shoot standing three-point shots. Now, with limitless range before, it always kind of helped even just around the three-point line up the top of the key. Now you have to be 30 feet, like I said. So pretty much the only builds that should have this, in my opinion, are guards, whether you're a point guard or shooting guard, just to be able to shoot from further. Obviously, to have Hall of Fame, it's 93 three-pointer. So this is a good badge if you're a guard, you're shooting from deep and stuff, especially for shooting guards to stretch the floor out. But if you're a corner build, I know before you might want to put on limitless range so you can shoot on the break and stuff. But 30 feet is really hard to is deep. So you're probably not pulling up from 30 feet where this will activate. So this is pretty much for guards. Lucky number 7, this is a new badge they added in the game. Gives a boost to mid-range or three-point attempts within the first 7 seconds of a possession. So you see you have to have an 86 mid-range or three-pointer to have it. This is a badge I would say is another one of those that's kind of if you have extra badge points, if you're either like a shooting guard that's going to be on a break, a lock that's going to be on a break, or a point guard if you're just running really fast pace. But other than that, like I said, this is pretty much you have to play at a fast pace to get this badge to activate. I personally wouldn't use this badge because I feel like I don't want to force shots just to make a badge activate. But like I said, if you're a lock on the break, those type of situations in the first 7 seconds, or a shooting guard running the break, those this badge will activate. And it kind of just depends on how much extra badges you have. Mismatch Expert. This is an OP badge. I'm just letting you guys know. The builds that you want to use this on is if you're a guard. But what this does, after forcing the switch, a player with this badge will have more success when shooting over the taller defenders. Now in pro-am and stuff, I've seen people just shoot, you know, what usually would be a smothered 100%, shooting in people big faces, and they're getting like 20% greens with this badge. So I would definitely, if you're a guard, put this as high as you can. This is an OP badge. From what I'm hearing, it's about a 3 or 4 inch difference for it to activate. So if you're a 6-foot guard, it'll activate on a 6'4" defender. If you're a 6'2" guard, it'll activate on 6'6" and above. Stuff like that. So like I said, this is a new badge. It's OP right now. I would definitely use this if you're a guard. Like, this is probably the best badge right now for guards. Rhythm Shooter. Increases the chance of a made shot after slicing of your opponent with dribble moves. Personally, I don't like this badge. I just don't want to rely on doing, a certain move for it to activate. But if you feel like you do a lot of size ups, obviously it's for guards, not, corners or anything like that. Definitely want to use this badge. Other than that, I don't think it's really too much besides it. Set shooter gives a shot boost after standing still before taking a jump shot. This is another returning badge. You pretty much just gotta catch it and wait a second before it activates. So I personally don't like this badge because I like getting shots off quick, so I don't want to have to wait to shoot. So if you feel like maybe on a popper that you pop a lot, you wait, set your feet, shoot. But other than that, I wouldn't really use this badge. Slippery off ball. When attempting to get open off screens, the player more effectively navigates through traffic. Pretty much the only builds I should use this is center. Sometimes it help on slip animations, or if you're a shooting guard and you dex a lot, it could help. But this is another one. If you're usually inside centers, if they get a shooting badge, they'll put this on. Shooting guards, I mean, with the badges this year, I wouldn't put this on unless you just feel like I don't know what other badges to put on, but like some of the other 50-50 ones, depending on extra badges like Green Machine, Lucky 7, I would definitely put on before I put this badge. Sniper. Now this is badge, I believe it was in the game in 21, but they changed it. So this year, it's a different type of version of flexible release. So jump shots taken with slightly early / late timing will receive a boost, while early or late shots will receive a bigger penalty. So what this means, if you're shooting slightly early than late, so you're almost greening it, this badge is really good and it helps. So and then if you shoot early or late, you'll get a bigger penalty. So with flexible release, it used to be it helps with early and late shots, so you have to really mess up your timing for it to activate. This one's, if you're close to greening, it'll help. So this is a really good badge. I think every build that shoots should have it right now. It's OP right now. Pretty much everyone who full bars, which are pretty much you almost greened it, but you got the green animation and you missed. This badge helps those go in. So this is another badge that I think every build should put on the highest they can. You can see for Hall of Fame, you have to have an 83 or mid-range, but it's definitely an OP badge. Stop and pop. Boost shot rating on standstill three-pointers after dribbling. This is another badge. Obviously, it's for guards, but it's a really good badge right now. It's helping, you just stop for a second. You're off the dribble, stop for a second, shoot. So stop and pop, really good badge. It's obviously for guards. Put it as high as you can if you're a guard. And last but not least, volume shooter. It's after a player has taken a small handful of shots, an additional boost to shot attributes is given for every shot, whether it's a make or a miss. Volume shooter, I think it's a playstyle thing. I don't like the badge because I don't want to, rely on taking a lot of shots and forcing shots for a badge to activate. But if you feel like you're taking 30 shots a game, I mean, you might as well just throw it on, and it's going to help. It's going to give you attribute boost, like I said. But my personal style, I don't think it's worth having. Obviously, only for guards or if you're taking a lot of shots, I guess. So that's it for shooting badges. I think we went through all of them. I would say the top ones, if I had to rank them top 5 right now for guards, it's top 5 in general: Hot Zone Hunter, Sniper, Catch and Shoot, Blinders, and Mismatch Expert. But obviously Mismatch Expert are for smaller guards, Snipers for everyone, Hot Zones for everyone. Obviously I already explained all this, but that's it for this video. Make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing some more badges. I'm going through every category. I just want to start with shooting. But yeah, I hope to see y'all in the next one.